So I'm just going to take off this guy, delete, select this guy, delete, select this guy, delete, and I'm going to leave this guy alone. So this we currently have here is not a DAX measure. It is basically an implicit measure defined by Power BI to display the result of sales by month. So the sum of sales by month. But I'm going to replicate this using a measure. So to do that, I'm going to have to come to my modeling tab and I'll select new measure. So for every measure you write, it is just like creating a new table or creating a new column. You always need to give it a name. So I'm going to call this revenue. So revenue is going to be equals to what? You guessed it right. So I will use the sum function. It's going to be equals to the sum of, now sum wants a column name. So when you pull in a function, you have something in brackets, which basically stands for the argument that it expects you to return. So sum wants a column name. If I'm going to sum up a column to give me revenue, then that column has got to be the sales column. And the sales column sits on which table? It sits on the orders table. So I'm going to pull up, I'll type orders. So once I type in orders, I see a list of all the columns within the orders table. Then I can just go and select the sales, or I could use my arrow down key on my machine to go and navigate to order sales. Then I can press the tab key on my keyboard, then close brackets and hit enter. So after that, I have to go to my fields pane and go look for the revenue measure that I've just written. So here it is, revenue. If you can't find it, because the table where you currently stand, when you click on new measure, it's where your measure is going to drop. Okay, so but you can quickly use the search pane to look for the measure. So if I use the search pane to type in revenue, I can see it and I can add this to this report. So if I check this box, let's see, is it the same thing or is it different? So you can see that the two are quite doing the same thing. They have the same number of figures, okay, but the point of this is to explain something. So because I've written a measure for revenue and I put it up on a report that is displaying months, you can see that it works exactly the same way as the sales. But what if I go and use a separate visual? Say for example, I click out and I use a card visual. So a card visual is what you use to display a single number. So if I want to display just a single number, a single value, I use a card visual. And I bring in this revenue measure. What I have there is 2.30M. So 2.30M is basically the total sales for all the years, or actually it stands for the total sales without any filters at all. So the same measure I use to display sales by months, and it splits it by various months, is now lumping up everything when I use a card visual. That is to tell you that measures work by filters. So measures is going to display the filter that is on the current report page or on the current selected visual.